Hello viewers, welcome to the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm your presenter Tarnia Green. Topping the headlines, $4.5 million contract signed for Penville Road rehabilitation. Government signs over $18 million agreement with the People's Republic of China. And Finance Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit says no new taxes will be introduced in the 2013-2014 financial budget. Stay with me as I bring you the details right after the break.
Scary! Everything just shaking and making big creaky noises.
Earthquakes, big and small, take place in the Caribbean at least 10 times a year.
The dishes rattling and falling and breaking, then Vonnie started to scream.
All I could think to do was shout, "Get outside, get out!"
Earthquakes, hazards, take control, reduce your loss. If an earthquake hits, what can you do? Get down, get under an item of furniture like a table. Hold on and stay there until the quake passes. Find out lots more about earthquakes and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and SEDERA.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day. Only on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The Ministry of Public Works on Thursday signed a $4.9 million contract with the Public Works Corporation for rehabilitation works on the Penville to Vacas Road. The project, which is expected to begin next week, became necessary following significant wear and tear on that road. Chief Technical Officer in the Public Works Ministry, Kendall Johnson, in presenting an overview of the project, said the works will involve concrete drainage and retaining walls.
The rehabilitation will also include the section of road referred to as the Galba Ring Road. The distance of the project is about 7.7 kilometers, or just under 5 miles. And the provision will be made for both asphaltic concrete overlay and rigid pavement construction in the more troubled sections, retaining walls, drainage, and other provisions. Just to mention in a little bit more detail, some of the scope includes brush cutting and overhang activities, the improvement works from Delaford to Upper Penville, Vacas, improvement works along the Galba Ring Road. We need to complete the crossing structure at Dimitri, retaining walls also at Dimitri, the completion of the Sukal retaining wall, and a box culvert crossing structure at Live Lodbor.
The road project will be supervised by the Public Works Corporation and will provide employment to 23 subcontractors from the community. Deputy Chairman of the Public Works Corporation, Richard Didier, has guaranteed that the road project will be executed with the highest standards.
The objective of the Public Works is to ensure that the work is really done in the best quality manner. And I can give the assurance that every effort will be made to ensure that this work is really done in the best of our ability, and even to surpass work that is done in the Capuchin and on the ongoing Tantan work. The board, of course, is really concerned. We have been having quite a number of meetings with our staff to ensure that work that is delivered is of the highest standard. And I am sure that this work, the Penville to Vacas Road, will be of that nature.
Public Works Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore also gave assurances that the road will be built with the highest integrity. He noted that the rehabilitated road will be outfitted with guardrails and road markings.
We're going to ensure that the road that you get meets the highest standard and is second to none in Dominica. Those of you who traverse the West Coast Road, that is to say from Vickers, from Portsmouth to Roseau, especially when you move during the night time, will realize that we have installed a number of safety measures and security measures on that road. Reflectors, guardrails, etc., and proper marking. We're going to ensure also that we install proper guardrails on the road identical to those on the West Coast Road with reflectors. And we're talking about a quantum of 640 meters of guardrails, because we want to ensure that the road meets the highest standard.
The road project will complement the ongoing Pennville water supply project, which has experienced some delay due to faulty pipes. Minister responsible for water resource management, Honorable Reginald Austrie, assured residents of Pennville that the Pennville Road and Pennville water supply project will be done simultaneously. Government has since purchased new pipes which will replace the older pipes on the Pennville Road.
Imagine we had done this beautiful overlay on the road for you, and now we had to pass back and dig it up again to find the leaks in the pipes. And so sometimes, even with the works that are going on right now, you may experience some delays because there's a possibility that more leaks may occur. And Magnus will explain to you, it's because of the quality of the pipes that were used to do that project. And we're seeking now to remove all those pipes and to redo the whole thing over and over again. But that will not stop the project from going on. The project will continue.
Public Works Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore says the engagement of 23 local subcontractors will create much needed employment for residents of the Pennville community.
We know that we're going to require at least 23 subcontractors from the Pennville area. And the expectation is that those subcontractors will then hire local employees. It's not so. So if each subcontractor hires a minimum of 10 persons, think about what that is going to do to the local economy in Pennville. And that is what we intend to do in Pennville. And that's the approach we have adopted throughout the various hamlets and villages in the country whenever we do a job of that magnitude, because we're talking about $5 million to be spent in the Pennville area, and that's important. Now, the Minister for Housing made a very important point, and that's a fact.
For Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative for the Vickers constituency, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, this road project in Pennville is very important, and his government will make no apologies for investing such a significant sum of money in restoring that road. The Prime Minister thanked residents for their patience and endurance and assured them that his administration is committed to looking after their needs.
I give you the assurances, my dear friends, as long as I'm the Member of Parliament and the Prime Minister of Dominica, we shall do what we have to do for the people of Pennville. So don't let anybody tell you that that money should be spent elsewhere. You deserve every single cent of that $4.9 million being spent, and that will be spent on your roads here. And we ain't finished about that. There'll be many more things you will see happening in this constituency and in this village in particular.
The Prime Minister said he will spare no effort in ensuring that the road is built with the highest international standards.
I am excited about this project, and I want the best road, you know. I want the best road. I will be the supervisor on top of the supervisors you have here. So I will supervise that road. And if I am not satisfied with the quality of the road, I shall say so publicly. And I want to ensure that our people get as much work as possible. So I want I want here to be like the West Coast Road. Nice surface, neat work, not no rush work. Take our time and do it. Because the Minister of Finance has said to me he shall make the money available to ensure we get the best quality road possible.
The Pennville to Vickers Road Rehabilitation Project is expected to be completed in 6 months. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, on behalf of the government of Dominica, on Friday penned his signature to 2 financial agreements with the People's Republic of China, which will go towards community-based projects and the construction of the new Princess Margaret Hospital. The agreements, amounting to over $18 million, come on the heels of a promise made by Chinese President Xi Jinping when he met with Prime Minister Skerrit and other Caribbean leaders in Trinidad earlier this year.
The first agreement is for 50 million renminbi as a grant in aid from the government of the People's Republic of China, coming out of our meeting with the President of China in Trinidad, who offered this assistance to the government and people of Dominica. This sum will be used largely to assist in addressing some of the community-based projects and the needs of the various parts of the country. So we're very grateful for this assistance. And the second one is with regards to the new hospital. There is a delegation that will be coming to Dominica within the next few days who will put forward the designs for the new hospital, the Princess Margaret Hospital. And that is in the amount of 4 million renminbi, which will trigger the process.
Prime Minister Skerrit expressed gratitude to the People's Republic of China for their continued friendship and commitment to the development of Dominica and its people.
This assistance has been granted to us by China at a very difficult time for all of us in the world, including China, which has its own challenges economically. But because of the extraordinary friendship and relationship which exists between the two countries, and the sincerity which exists between the two countries, China continues to be a very dear and sincere friend to the government and people of Dominica, and we're very grateful for this.
Charge d'Affaires of the People's Republic of China, Hui Weiwei, signed on behalf of the Chinese government. The Chinese official said Friday's signing of agreements is testimony of the growing cooperation existing between Dominica and China.
Another step in the cooperation between our two countries. We are very glad to see that this kind of aids will put into the programs which will benefit the local people. And the Chinese government will continue to provide this kind of aid to the Dominica side in our capacity. So, and we are going to work together with your government and to reach a common development.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Prime Minister Skerrit used Friday's signing ceremony to express sympathy to the government and people of China for the loss experienced in a major flood this week, which took the lives of over 30 Chinese nationals.
And I would like, on behalf of the government of Dominica, the people of Dominica, and myself, to extend our own condolences and sympathies to the government and people of China on this major flood which took place in China, where several citizens perished. It is a tragedy for the families who have lost their loved ones, and it's a tragedy for the whole of China. And Dominica shares in the pain and the suffering of all the families and the whole of China. We shall continue to pray for the people of China, and particularly the families who have lost members of their family, and that the good Lord will grant them the courage and the ability to overcome that loss.
In more news, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, says no new taxes will be introduced in the 2013-2014 budget. The Dominica leader made the announcement during a press conference on Friday, just 12 days away from his presentation of the budget.
There is a case for taxes. Our thinking is that we do not believe that what we have to do in the government and what we've been doing in the government is, as far as possible, to make cuts on discretionary spending. And we've been doing so consistently from 2009, 2008, when we recognized that the world was turning into something challenging, and we had to take measures in a preemptive and proactive manner. So while there is a case for this, people have suggested increases to us. I do not believe that the environment is good to impose any new taxes or increase taxes on the citizens of Dominica this time.
During his June 24 presentation of the budget, the Dominica leader will announce additional investments in health, including the purchase of a mammogram for use at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Breast cancer is a major challenge confronting the world over. You know, I mean, so many of our ladies have been diagnosed with breast cancer. And my understanding from medical literature is that if you capture it at a very early stage, then it can be addressed. So we be placing this mammogram at the hospital, and my call on all women in Dominica is to take advantage of this once it is in place, to do early screening. You know, do not wait for if you have any lump or you feel any uneasiness of your breast, go straight to the doctor. Do not wait and say, well, you know, you were doing some stretches yesterday and maybe that's what caused it. Do not take any chances, because the incidence of breast cancer is so huge in Dominica and the world that you just cannot take any issue with it. And the men, you know, because men do get breast cancer too, so you have to check it too. So it's only for women, but for men also.
Medical equipment will also be purchased to treat orthopedic illnesses.
We have also seen situations where vehicular accidents, whether it's motorcycle or otherwise, where people have fractures. And the cost of the treatment is also about 7,000, between 4,000 and 7,000 euros. I mean, I went to the hospital as a young boy from Portsmouth who got involved in an accident. And the doctor said to him, if you do not get the 7,000 euros, you'll be crippled. And luckily I was passing through the hospital and I saw him there and I spoke to him and he told me about this, and we gave him the monies to pay the doctor. And I understand some of these doctors come from Martinique and they come on a small plane and they go back with the money. My intention is it should not allow this to happen. And so we'll be putting monies in the budget to purchase the necessary medical equipment. And my understanding from our advisors of the Ministry of Health at the hospital is that we can reduce this cost from 7,000 euros to about 700 EC dollars.
And that's the English segment of the news. Let's now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Dominique et puis People's Republic of China, qui continue à jouer bonne relation. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, ensemble et puis chargé d'affaires People's Republic of China, qui oui, c'est deux agreements jardins. Premier agreement là, voit China qui a fait 50 millions RMB, l'argent grand, l'argent nous parle pour payer oui, qui gouvernement Dominique a servi financer plusieurs projets communautaires tout mon pays là. Premier ministre Skerritt fait parole comment il bien plaisir pour donation cela. Il y a un autre agreement qui c'est à $1 million qui est allé financer l'hôpital neuf qui pour bâtir en Dominique. Premier ministre Skerritt fait parole qui ont délégation China qui est arrivé en pays pour travailler à ce design pour projet cela. Et de toute manifestation cela qui montre bien clair bon relation là qui a existé en Dominique et puis People's Republic of China. Premier ministre Skerritt a ses comptes gouvernement et puis peuple Dominique. Aussi voyez parole la peine basé moun là et puis famille yo qui bien affecté et puis perdre la vie pendant mauvais délai qui passé semaine passée en China. Chargé d'affaires People's Republic of China qui oui fait parole qui People's Republic of China bien plaisir pour assister Dominique et puis c'est l'agence là. Premier ministre Skerritt aussi c'est agreement et puis Public Works à jeudi pour commencer travail semaine prochaine si devait à Sichime Picas Penville. En autre nouvelle, département pompier Dominique ni service d'ambulance neuf à présent. Présentation pour ces voitures là prend place pendant une cérémonie en l'occasion pompiers en Roseau-Géry. Ministère pour Sécurité nationale, Honorable Charles Savren, fait parole que décision te prend pour tirer ces voitures là.
Différence là, dans un minibus et une ambulance, c'est comment ils vont jouer en dedans. Ou tenir ça qui ont stretcher pour mon coucher à dans l'ambulance, mais on est site pour mon ciser à dans un bus. Mais c'est même moto là, c'est même grandi, c'est tout bagaille différent, tout bagaille même chose. Seulement ça qui est dedans l'ambulance là. Comme ça, nous décidons que si nous achetons 2 minibus, avec nous tirer site dedans, avec nous mettre stretch dedans, avec nous mettre différents bagages dedans, nous ça service à une ambulance. Avec nous faisons ça, nous gagnons une ambulance Toyota, une l'autre compagnie, SAG, non, c'est pas SAG, SAG pendant ça encore. Nissan, avec nous porteurs ici, avec ces mécaniques-là qui travaillent ici en Fire Brigade Headquarters. Ils ont même fait changement en 2 semaines. Avec comme ça, nous gagnons 2 minibus, 2 semaines qui passent, avec aujourd'hui, nous avons 2 ambulances. Bien neuf, avec tout bitin, siren, flashing, lights, stretcher, oxygène, tout bagaille qui ont besoin dans l'ambulance.
Sujet qui concerne ça, fait manger et nutrition, quand tu attention pendant le workshop qui l'association Teacher Dominique, qui a conduit à Teacher en pays là. Parole celle-là sur le président de l'association Teacher Dominique, Sylvia Nicolas. Nicolas aussi fait parole que leader aussi, qui a tapé attention.
Teachers too, yoka desan eve non-communicable diseases, kuma yoka kiye. Eve nous à Dominica Association of Teachers, nous voulons faire quelque chose comme ça. Eve si teachers ni information là, yo ça pass it on pas only pour konyo, eve famille yo, mais pour enfants à l'école. Eve zapam même à l'école ça dit power yo, nous mo pas ka manger ça, c'est ça mo manger, c'est ça mo ka manger. Puis nous ka voir là où garder ça, enfants nous ka manger, yo pas ka manger ça, yo ni pour manger. Eve nous ka garder côté literacy, ça c'est bité pour moun connaître comment pour lire, pas on lit mot, mais là où ka on moun ka parler ou ça attends ça moun la ka dit eve ou ka critically ou savent so c'est pas ni li pour competition eve li pour l'école mais li pour moun pour ou literate ou ça pour n'importe bité eve li eve ouais si ça moun la écrit si ça moun la pas écrit qui ka fait sens moun j'ai pas ka les newspapers, nous quand on newspaper fini, là il y a bef sur newspaper front page là, back page là, mais là il pas ni bef, moun pas ka gagner newspaper Dominique. Et ben c'est ça nous voulons. Numeracy, et ben où ça enfants nous yo ni un problème avec maths. Et ben tout enfants nous un problème avec maths. Nous ni pour garder quand ça nous ka fait, et ben comment nous ka deal avec maths à classroom là.
Et puis finalement, le gouvernement d'Amérique a passé autant d'argent pour bailler l'école primaire en Guambé. Parole celle-là sortie du Parlement, Honorable Justina Charles.
Le gouvernement a aussi dépensé plus de $100,000 tout pour barrer l'école là, parce que l'école là est ouverte et les gens qui passent là, ils viennent juste l'école fermée, la sécurité, mais l'école là grande, so les gens qui viennent là, ils vandalisent l'école là. So quand ils barrent, ils bêtes, ils marrent bêtes là, so ils fait là. Il a fait la timide salle. So, le gouvernement a dépensé l'argent pour fence place là. So, nous savons, il pas l'école, la porte gate la fermée. So, nous pas expect moun pour venir marrer bête en dedans. Nous pas expect moun légion pour s'en courir, voyer wash avec casser là. So, c'est pour sécurité et moun passe pour faire moun passe à venir défoncer avec toutes ces bêtes ça là. Et faut faire ces légions là même, là en l'école plus c'est parce que là en l'école, le gate la fermé. So, nous savons moun passe à ni want en gate là et venir à l'école là faire ça y ouvrir.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson Luce. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you the tip of the day.
Scary. Everything just shaking and shaking and making big creaky noises.
Earthquakes, big and small, take place in the Caribbean at least 10 times a year.
The dishes rattling and falling and breaking. Then Vonnie started to scream.
All I could think to do was shout, get outside, get out!
Earthquakes, hazards, take control, reduce your loss. If an earthquake hits, what can you do? Get down, get under an item of furniture like a table. Hold on and stay there until the quake passes. Find out lots more about earthquakes and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and SEDERA.
Today we'll share with you a few tips on what you can do to prevent fires in the home. An overwhelming number of deaths by fire occurs in the home. However, in the cases of how to prevent and survive a fire, it's not a question of luck, but planning ahead. Every home should aim to have at least one working smoke alarm, never overload circuits or extension cords. When using appliances, follow the manufacturer's safety precautions, unplug appliances when not in use, and practice an escape plan for every room in the house. These simple procedures can save a home and a life. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. As usual, we welcome your suggestions and your comments, so please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Tarnia Green. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend.